Hey everyone, how you all doing? It's Monday, it's manic, and we are back. Yes, indeed. Looking at the chat room, so great to see you all in there. And Robin, I'm coming round to your house, man. We're partying like it's 1999. Yes, indeedy. That's what I like to hear. Keeping it real. Keep staying safe and partying on. Awesome. I see Sam in there, audio lover, Billy Joe, and can we just all agree, or can we just all acknowledge what an absolutely brilliant show we had with Billy Joe last week? And not only that, but Mannerous as well. So this is definitely, I'm so happy for them both. And Billy was telling me she's getting a lot of people telling her how well the show went. And I was saying to her, it's all you, all her hard work. And I'm so happy for you, Billy, really. And yes, audio, yes, let's address the hair situation, shall we? My son, he gleefully came in today to tell me, Dad, barber shops, do you know when they're open? Now, I was hoping he was going to say the weekend or something. I could get this thing, this alien growth that's happening up here. I'm going all fuzzy and fluffy. I thought I'd leave it just for comedy value today. I wouldn't try and hide the damage that's been done while all of this gets going. But no, July the 1st. Oh my. July the 1st for a haircut. Holy shamoly. So I think we're just going to have a laugh with this. That's like over a month away. Way over a month away, okay? So can you imagine just how bad this hairdo is going to look? Even a week from now. Oh, it's going to be like a burst sofa. It's going to be here, there, everywhere. It seems to be growing out the way, which might end up with me looking like some kind of microphone head. Who honestly knows? Oh, well, what happened there? Now, hang on. I don't know what happened there. It's almost like I recorded myself. I thought that was going to be Spooky Andy's Wookiee noise that I played there. I'll need to get him to do it again. But folks, it's Monday. We're chilling out. We're having a nice little coffee. I hope you've got your coffee at home too. If you haven't, go grab one. We're just going to chill out and we're going to have a little discussion, a little talk about, dare I call it, disclosure. And of course, all of this is geared towards Ben Emlyn-Jones coming onto the show later. So I've got a couple of articles that are doing the rounds, and myself and Bill, we touched on the disclosure last night, and what a brilliant show that turned out to be. Really enjoyed digging into the deeper story behind the Manson family with Bill last night. If you haven't checked that out, go to Bill Bean's YouTube channel. That was a really good fun. And next week we're going to be picking another topic, and we'll be deep diving that one as well. So yeah, it's been pretty good here. It's all going well, and disclosure came up in the discussion last night. Disclosure is going to come up in the discussion today because Ben has been looking at this kind of thing, as he has been doing for some time now. And we'll be getting into some of that. We've got a lot of woo to get into. We'll be here, there, everywhere, as we will be on most Kev Baker shows, because that's the way we roll. So in the chat room, there's 50 people here now. I can't honestly mention all of you, but there he is in the chat room, Ben himself. And yeah, we're going to be simulcasting today's show. Now, you know that we've kind of wound back on the simulcasts in recent times. But yeah, I just got overexcited today. You know, Ben's coming on. I thought we'll do our simulcast. Tomorrow, I've got Nano Girl coming on. And Nano is going to be putting together, and she is putting together, a presentation on PowerPoint. So I'll be recording the show and then uploading it afterwards, but we will be live on TFR. But it will be available for you to watch in full 4K glory, hopefully, fingers crossed if the recording works, with Nano Girl, either just after the show or the day after. Because I really love it when Nano puts together all of these presentations, and time and time again, I don't do enough to get her work out there, and she really spends a lot of time, you know, You wouldn't appreciate it. I think Billy would probably appreciate it now, just how long it takes when you really put a show together. So for Nano Girl, we're going to record it and we'll put it out for everyone to watch. So then, with that being said, let me bring up a couple of stories that we've got here. And I see Susie Lewis is in the chat room. And Susie, like Ben, Welsh. And there's going to be a little Welsh UFO story towards the end of what I bring up here. And all of this, of course, just talking point stuff we can build off tonight when Ben comes onto the show himself and we talk about, dare I call it, disclosure. And there's going to be a heck of how would you call this, a drama going on. And I posted something on Twitter today, and it was a series of questions from Vice magazine, and they are directed towards the people who are behind what we call the blue chicken cult. Buck, 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 right? Buck, buck here, buck, buck there. Now, I'm not going to get onto it here on the channel because I don't like that kind of drama. I don't like to watch it on channels, so I'm not going to really bring it here. But I'm telling you right now, there's going to be fireworks on social media behind all of this that's going on right now. Watch this space. It might in itself warrant a full show when the Vice article comes out. But let's just say that they're asking some very interesting questions of some characters that we've mentioned on the show here before. If you're interested in more of that, you can head over to Twitter. I've retweeted it over there. I almost said somebody's name, and I don't want to say anyone's name to do with the case, but it's going to be interesting. Let me just say that, okay? So I've got my coffee, I've got my PPP, I've got the chat room there. Al goes in there. I see Sam, Queen Goddess as well. Nothing as it seems. Ben, the reporter, that is Ben Emlyn-Jones' channel, folks. Go and subscribe to that. Polynation's in there. And I'll come back to the chat room as we go on, okay? Because I've missed you all. I haven't really had time to chill out with the chat room. I haven't been doing as much streaming lately. Do you ever wake up one morning and you just, you get that little bounce back? You kind of shake off that lockdown blues that come and go from time to time. Now that we're all hermits, you know. Oh, enjoy it, folks. Just enjoy it. I'm only joking. But we're going to get into this here. I'm going to get on some, might even have a little bit of background music for this, maybe. A little bit of KBS background music. It was provided by another listener, Robin. Big shout out to you. So yes, we have got some stories here. We're going to get into a Welsh UFO story that I'll be talking about with Ben tonight. I'm also hopefully going to be doing a follow-up show on this with, remember Jared and Richard from Paranormal Now? Remember the Welsh paranormal investigators that came on? I think I'm going to get them on one weekend soon to talk about this as well. So then, I'll get to that in due course though, because there was another story that came up today just after I'd spoke to Ben, and I was going looking for stories. I was having a look to see what was out there. And you all know that aside from the mysterious universe, I often go to Unexplained Mysteries. It's a really good website. If you're into the kind of stories that we're into, it's probably worth your time checking out. But I had a really interesting story to do with a political figure that does come up when it comes to the discussion of disclosure. But again, dare we call it disclosure? So let's take a look at this, right? Oh, let's fix the chat. It's all gone higgledy-piggledy in the chat room department there. Let's get it in. There we go. Okay then, so Harry Reid, right? Senator over in the US was. Harry Reid opens up. Was he? Is he? Is he still a senator? We'll find out. Harry Reid opens up on UFOs and alien life. Now it says the former Senate Majority Leader has long been involved in the search for the truth regarding UFOs, and Reid was involved in the creation of the government secretive UFO program ATIP Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, recently sat down for an interview with Motherboard in which he discussed not only UFOs, but also the possibilities of alien life. Now, if you think about this, when I had Billy on the show the other night, we mentioned Skinwalker Ranch. Now, ATIP, that is spoke about here, they, along with Bigelow, who owned the ranch, that they were investigating stuff going on Skinwalker. Okay? So this all ties in with the stuff that we've really been talking about lately. And it's information I think we need to add to the pile that something's going on right now. Okay? For whatever reason, there's been a change and it's getting more and more. We had a bit of a wait after 2017 in December when the media kind of changed the way they reported on this. And it was a bit weird because I was really expecting the kind of full court press then, more and more disclosure type information, but they kind of backed off it for a while. And now it just seems to be coming as really, really kind of one thing after the other. You've got TV shows going on that, in my opinion, are disclosure light. You've got the ATIP to the Stars Academy. You've got the Pentagon coming out and confirming videos that were already out there. Something right now is definitely going on. So if we come back here, it says, suffice to say, I'll blow this up a bit so you can see it, folks. He is a keen proponent of the idea that we are not alone in the universe. Quote, I look at it this way, he said. The world as we know it today is extremely large. It's so big that I can't comprehend it. And I think that we as human beings have to be a little short-sighted if we think we're the only species in the universe. So regarding UFOs in general, Reid has often emphasized the need for further research and investigation. And when the Pentagon recently declassified 3 videos of US Navy pilots pursuing unidentified objects, he noted on Twitter that the footage only scratches the surface. Quote, I think that we need to fully understand this and have no boundaries on what we look for. And I repeat now for the second or third time that people should not be afraid. I think that too many of my legislative friends are afraid to go into this because someone will think that they're some kind of nutcase. I went into it and I don't think it hurt me politically. Even some of my staff told me to stay away from all this. But I never looked back. It was something I was interested in, and I thought it was something that government should be involved in. Yeah, as if they're not, dude. So some things stand, it's unclear, or as things stand, it's unclear what the future might hold. But it's likely that Reid will continue to champion the cause by encouraging further government research and disclosure. Yes, there is, after all, a great deal of information out there that is yet to be released to the public. So I find it pretty interesting that we've got Harry Reid now, who's got this connection to the ATIP program that we spoke about before. He was one of the senators that was namely funding it, kind of thing. He was the name associated with that program. He's been very vocal. And I do wonder, about his statement there for other politicians not to be too scared because people might call them a nutcase. I don't think we're living in a day and age like that anymore. I really don't. I don't think you would get called a nutcase just for saying you believe that there's aliens out there. Now, I'm more inclined to believe that there are a select few, maybe not including the president, who do know about everything that's going on, and then some. But it's all compartmentalized and it's need to know. And even with this disclosure right now, if they're pushing it now, maybe I'm just being too analytical. Maybe I'm looking for something that ain't there. Maybe it's just all genuine. It's just all coming to us. Everything is as it seems. There's no agenda. There's nothing dodgy going on here. Go back to sleep, Kev. Everything is just fine. I don't know. My spidey senses, they don't tell me that. They really don't. Now, Ben will be able to talk to this further tonight. But when I had Billy on the show the other day, she mentioned Project Blue Book, and it's a TV show. And it's one of the TV shows we could loosely tie in with a number of other shows that I think the History Channel are pushing disclosure light through. Now, this was a huge hit, this TV show. Me personally, I haven't watched it. I know a number of you out there probably have, okay? But check this out, because this show pulling in big numbers, now it's cancelled, and it's Project Blue Book. Now, like I say, it's not one of the ones I've been watching, but it's one I've heard of. My mum raves about it. Billy was talking about it. I know Ben, he's done reviews on the show. He was very taken by it, but then, woof, cut, gone. Now, some would argue, well, there's only so much or so far you can take that story because it's based loosely on historical fact. The literal. Oh, thank you so, so much.
Big love, Kev, for the support.
Oh, Susie. I've been thinking about you a lot lately, especially after everything you've been going through. I really have, and you've been sorely missed around here, Susie. You truly, truly have, and it's glad. I'm just so glad to have you back here. And a big thank you to everyone, Super Chats, and Lisa, Russell, William, a few other people as well, and I should really have had them all listed. We went through the demonetization thing, and not here to moan about that, but I've been really, really blown away how some people, and have continued their support via other ways, i.e. PayPal, stuff like that. And it's very humbling. That's about all you can say, honestly. Thank you all so, so much. So if we get back into this here, and again, I don't want to go too deep into this story, because Ben will be able to talk more to this, but you've got this show here, and then you've got Unidentified, which comes from the History Channel. You've also got The Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch, which I do think, in tandem with it being absolutely jaw-droppingly brilliant, there's an aspect to it that almost feels, dare we call it, disclosure-ish, okay? I'm not giving any spoilers away here about the show today. I've already had enough people shouting at me about that, all right? But no, not today. So yes, it does interest me that the show's been cancelled because of its popularity. It was a good way of programming, getting people maybe shifting their mindset to what we're now moving into. And what is it we're now moving into? Because we're now living in a time where the media, they don't play the funny music when it comes to UFOs anymore. If you watch that Unidentified, it's like some government-produced public service announcement. It's really weird. I'm telling you, there's something going on there. You've got the whole Skinwalker Ranch, like I was talking about as well. And it's important, really important. I was talking about this with my mum last night and my stepdad as well. They think this is significant. You've got that portion of time when Bigelow, and in association with Harry Reid, ATIP, the government investigating NIDS as well, National Institute for Discovery and Science, that was Bigelow's team, scientific team. A lot of that time period, he owned that. The information's classified by the government. And nobody's ever disputed that, and we've hardly got to see anything. at all of what was really caught there. So what's changed between now, or between then, and now that the new billionaires bought it? It just changed hands, right? It's just a real estate, and yet the new guy that's in there now, despite the fact that some information they gathered scientifically was national security, now they're allowed to show this investigation to the world. I don't know, it just feels like there's something going on there. And I hate to sound debunky and skeptical. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're lying to us. I'm saying we need to be on our toes, because they're going to have truths, half-truths, and other disinfo in there. Or are they just bringing us up to speed? Again, am I overthinking things? Kev, this is what you've always been after, right? Disclosure. Or dare we say it. Disclosure. What do you all think? That's the important thing. I've got a UFO we can look at in just a moment, but I'm going to get a little cup of tea. Well, I've got my cup of coffee right here. So I lied on two fronts there. A, I'm not going anywhere. And B, I've already got coffee and it wasn't tea. But I'll let you discuss the disclosure fever that's going around on the KBS set today. Is it disclosure for real? Is it disclosure with a really dodgy D? What do you think's going on? And I'll come back to you in just a moment. You ready? Papa, papa, papa. Oh, yes, indeed. Done it again. Folks, remember to be on live chat. Yes, at the top left-hand corner of the chat room. It may say top chat. You don't want to be on that. You want to be on the live chat. I'm in the live chat now. I am. Yes, indeedy. Leslie is looking for some primal scream therapy. Yes, nothing better than going out the back, just opening up those lungs and just screaming to the world. Let it all out, Leslie, let it all out. Yes, indeed. What else have we got going on in there? Let's see. What are people saying? Alright, Spooky Andy's chipped in here. What if it's programmed obsolescence? Meaning that they're trying to program everyone to realize something else. Make the idea of disclosure obsolete, so it won't matter when something bigger happens. They can subvert everything and push it underneath, seeing or knowing or understanding what's going on. And he put that laugh there. That wasn't just me. He put that in there. Who knows? Who knows? Tony says he's gutted that Blue Book has been cancelled. Probably down to the budget, that CGI didn't come cheap and they had plenty of special effects. Yeah, I really need to watch that show. I really, really need to watch that show. Now, I'm going to be back in a moment, folks. I need to go and put the potatoes on. I need to go and put the stew back on. Yes, Mr. Doubtfire is in the house. No, I don't have my penny on. Don't even imagine that. No, Project Blue Book. Joseph, Project Blue Book. It's a TV show that was on History Channel. I think they're wrapping it up after the current season number 2. And it was like a really high budget take on the actual Project Blue Book investigation with Dr. Hynek back in the days of swamp gas and all that good stuff. That thing when you're making stew, right? You're making beef stew. I'm a bit of a wizard when it comes to beef stew, I must admit, but then you kind of get carried away when you're going back and forth to the pot. Before you probably know it, you've probably eaten about a third of everything in there. I don't know where it all goes, folks. I really don't. But thanks again for all coming, chilling out with me ahead of today's show. Simulcasting today with Ben Emlyn-Jones. You know, I think we might just push the boat out and we'll simulcast with Nano Girl tomorrow as well. Yeah, let's do it. And then we'll go back to doing the just TFR live YouTube channel. I'm very conscious of the audience that we really did kind of pull away from the TFR website and the chat room and the network, and really working with the network to try and build things back up again. And it's really great that they have been gracious enough. We can do some simulcasts. It's not a problem. So yeah, I think we'll go for 2 this week, and then we'll lay off them for a good while, and unless anything really big comes along in the meantime. But yes, Ben Emlyn-Jones will be here very soon. I'm stoked that he's going to be on. Super stoked, because I always like to get into the topics that Ben gets into. Now, we've had a look at those UFO stories there. I'm still going to come back to the chat in a little minute. Don't worry about that. My potatoes are on now. The roast tatties are on. In fact, give me 2 seconds. Okay, folks, give me 2 seconds, right? I need to go and check the oven. Did I press the on button? I can't remember. Oh, I'm telling you, folks, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And don't be laughing at my hair, right? I've already explained. I've got a perfectly good excuse. I can't go to the barber's, right? But we're going to have a laugh with it. We might even be able to come up with, like, new crazy nicknames for me. The hair, maybe. It's a bit obvious, I know, but I'll leave that in your hands. I'm at your behest, okay? So you can pick the new nickname for me. If we get our memberships back on KBS1, maybe the hairdo. That's definitely maybe a good emoji. Maybe I could just spike it up. If I was to spike it up, it would look really ridiculous. But remember, you wouldn't be able to laugh at me, right? Can't do that anymore. Can't do that, because that would hurt my feelings and it'd be hateful. So you can't laugh at anything I do with my hair. All right? So yes, we're going to get back into some UFO woo before we wrap up here and we get Ben on later on. So then, what else have we got to look at here? Well, I have got a triangular UFO for us to look at before we get into the Welsh story. Okay? So this one here, I'm going to take you over. Again, unexplained mysteries. Covers all of the good topics we get into on here. Gives you links, which I like as well, to the original articles, the original videos, things like that. I know it sounds really kind of OCD-ish, kind of being a bit kind of, I don't know, but I won't go with an article that won't link to where they're getting it from. Does that make sense? So I always make sure, even if it pans out to be absolute gumph, you know, I'm making sure it's sourced from somewhere that at least we can go with, okay? But this one's not too bad. And I'm not the one that usually brings you UFO footage to look at, right? Because we live in a world where people like me sitting in their living room can use After Effects or another program out there, and you can come up with really clever and very convincing CGIs, right? So that's really kind of dampened my enthusiasm that I used to have for going looking for all the new UFO videos. Couldn't get enough of them. But then over time, you would see, remember the blatant one? It'd be like, you would always see it, it'd be palm trees, it looked like Hawaii or something. Then this big thing just swooped in and, oh, it looked fantastic, but blatantly fake as well. And that really heralded the start of just a plethora of madness. And it was hard to pick out the good UFO videos. And amongst all that noise, separating the signal from the noise, hard to do. But this one here caught my attention today. I knew we were talking UFOs, and I thought, well, I'll have a look. Because that's an interesting image that you see right away there. And it says, a recently uploaded video shows a peculiar triangular-shaped object gliding across the sky in South America. Now, the footage, which was uploaded on May the 3rd by YouTuber user shows the object, which resembles a triangular wedge shape, moving from left to right, and it's high up above the trees. I'm going to send this to Spooky Andy, right? Because there's a lot of things nowadays that can be drones and they can be mistaken. I'm not saying that's the case with this one, okay? But it's always good to have other people looking at things. So let's take a look at what all the fuss is about here, shall we? Here we go. As you can see, it's up there, it's hanging in the sky. Seems to move pretty much in tandem with when they're moving there. It could be a bag, it could be a kite, could be anything, right? We'll put it back and we'll slow it down a little bit. There we go. What do you think, folks? Have they arrived in a flying Dorito? Have they? Are they cheese-flavored aliens? I don't know. I don't know. Weird one, right? But hey, it's just one video. I thought I'd show you that. I don't know what to make of it. Doesn't look CGI, but then again, doesn't smack of Alpha Centauri either. But hey, listen, I can't identify what it is. So, by definition, it is what it says on the video. It's a UFO. It doesn't mean that it's neither from out there, far away, or here. It just means I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And whatever you think it is, hey, I'm not here to challenge that. We don't roll like that on here. We don't make it a competition to have the best theory. You know, the biggest, most elaborate idea going, That's not how we roll here. I provide. I'll let you decide. And tonight we're going to get deeper into something called the Pentre UFO incident, and it's a Welsh one. And this is when I was giving a shout out to our good friend Susie earlier on. Yes, indeedy. And very interesting story, this. How Spooky Andy says it's. He's gonna say something bad. He's gonna say something I can't read out on air probably. I'll get back to that in a moment, right? Because this UFO incident here. I talk about Rendlesham Forest a heck of a lot, and rightly so. Rightly so. Wow. Andy. Now, Andy's come back with, when we were looking at this here, check this thing out, right? That thing there. I'll pause it. You can see it up in the top there. We'll go to the picture of it, far better. Andy says it's a Wankel rotary engine made out of cellophane wrappers and helium. Just kidding, dude. That's a drone for sure. It looks like these kids that you can get to make a UFO out of your drone. I'll have a look and see if I can find them pretty. Yeah. That see, that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But let's go to this story here, okay? And this one, like I say, very interesting. And Rendlesham Forest, 1980. Myself and Ben discussed it umpteen times. Hasn't lost any appeal for me. Nick Redfern, he's got a new theory about it. He thinks it might have been a mass mind control experiment. I haven't read the book yet. I've reached out to Nick. He hasn't got back to me. But I'd be keen to see what he's put together there. I've had Larry Warren on, that was a witness to what went down over 3 nights at Rendlesham Forest, RAF Bentwaters. Very proud to have had Larry Warren on the show. And yeah, so aside from Rendlesham though, I think this one here, this Pentre UFO thing, it's got the potential. It's got everything you need to make this like one of these super exciting Mulder and Scully X-File type sightings, events. Because this just wasn't one thing. It's like crazy, okay? And we had Jared and we had Richard on from Paranormal Now Investigations. I'm going to try and reach out to those guys again. I like them. Maybe even get Ben as well one weekend. And we'll have a kind of round table. We'll discuss everything to do with this Pentre UFO incident. But I'm going to read a little bit from this and I'm going to show you a little bit of that video. It says a cold winter's night in South Wales back on February the 26th, 2016 was anything but ordinary in one Welsh town. In a scene worthy of an episode of The X-Files, multiple witnesses reported seeing a huge UFO and other lights, along with military planes, helicopters, a chase, explosions, shaken buildings, damaged trees, and wreckage in Pentre. Now, I hope I'm saying that right, okay? If I'm not, Susie's probably throwing shoes and things at the monitor. No, she's not, Anne. But you get me, right? And I do apologise to our Welsh listeners out there. It says an Apache helicopter landing with its cockpit fire on, weird snow, and mystery men in white overalls were other reported sightings. Now, they come up with a explanation as to what was going on here. And they say it was something to do with Operation Chameleon. And this was an armed forces exercise. And it says, but many still believe it was something out of this world, claiming to have spotted unidentified lights which did not conform to the normal idea of military aircraft. Now, listen, when it comes to Wales, there's a lot of military activity in Wales, okay? And I would imagine people in Wales, they're kind of used to what military exercises bring with them. And if they're saying this wasn't your ordinary type of lights that they would associate with military exercises, I have to wonder if the military exercise is a very convenient cover story for all of these assets being in the area for something happening. Right? You have to wonder. I'm not saying it definitely proves anything. I don't know. But it says here it echoes one of the most famous alleged UFO incidents of all time at a ranch in Roswell, New Mexico, when the US military is claimed to have captured a flying saucer. And the military has also always said it was simply a conventional weather balloon. Indeed. And if you believe that, then you believe I, Kevin Baker, am the Loch Ness Monster. I'm just saying. Quote, it was no exercise. Recalling the events of that day 2 years ago, one witness, Kaz Clark, said that she could categorically state it was no exercise. I will take a lie detector anywhere for anyone, but what I witnessed will stay with me for the rest of my life, she said. What is more, the military knew they were coming and had a spotter plane in the air for 2 days waiting for the event. When it came, 4 planes chased the green object whilst the spotter plane circled approximately 6 red oval objects, which formed a pyramid shape. Now, several red spheres hovered silently above the fields until the helicopters came. Now, there's another witness, Mike Henbury. He claims to have seen a red pulsing light, followed by 2 or more to form a triangle descending from the clouds. Mr. Henbury said it looked very large indeed. I don't think it touched down totally, but about 10 to 12 feet from the ground it was lit up fully, showing the full outline of it. Then it dimmed down. Now, this is a computer-generated image of what they're talking about here. So it's like an artist's impression, okay? It says, he added that black, red, and green orbs emerged from it as if they were dancing and moulding into one, pulsing from red to green slowly. Witnesses told the Swansea UFO network that they spotted a red light to the west, above, and beyond the line of trees that marked the field's western extremity, and it was followed by other red lights that formed the outer edges of a huge triangle, standing upright, tilted to the right, with a convex rather than a straight edge. Now, they said they did not see it arrive, but it rather just appeared in front of them, with a suggestion it travelled interdimensionally. Now, the small green lighted object emerged from the top of the structure, witnesses claimed, adding that the lights were so bright that it was difficult to see their individual shape. Witnesses explained that the green light object emerged from the top of the large one, and 4 military planes arrived, 2 from the direction of RAF St. Athan and 2 from the direction of Cardiff. Now, the green object flashed or strobed 3 times and then headed off to the northwest towards some Welsh town that probably sounds like Castrant or something like that, and the aircraft chased it, they claimed. Now, they had also been recalled, how the Apache helicopters approached low across the fields from the south in a pyramid formation. They were so low that the witnesses could see the grass being disturbed beneath them. And there's the guys in Pentre there. That's the UFO Swansea team. And it says, as the object neared the ground, the bright red lights towards the bottom of the craft became lighter and changed to streetlight orange. They gave off so much light that the sides of the craft were illuminated, showing a pyramid shape to it. Now, they told the UFO network members that the lowest lights became really bright, almost white/orange, and released several fingers of light arching down to the ground, like coloured lightning. Now, the red lights then went out, and the large object was no longer visible. And here's a map of the place here. It says Pentre lies on the southern slope of Garth Mountain, known locally as the Garth. And the summit is just above the village to the north and is surrounded by a Bronze Age burial mound, on top of which is a triangle or a trig point, a trig point at 1,007 feet. Now, trig point's one of these points that's been surveyed. It's a point of elevation. And Swansea UFO Network recently visited this spot of the sighting, guided by Kaz Clark. Now, the group claimed to have discovered electromagnetic residue, which they said was evidence something unnatural occurred. And we went up to the top of Garth Mountain itself, which gave a good view, and you can see right across where it took place. Swansea UFO Network co-founder Emlyn-Jones said, "We went to the site and there is a strong electromagnetic residue in the core location to the place the UFOs were spotted. It's physical evidence something unusual happened here." And Swansea UFO Network said it was always looking for new reports of UFO sightings and encouraged anyone with information to contact them. Now, there's a number of things really stand out to me in this article here, okay? And I'll tell you why they stand out to me. And Susie, I will give you your wrench back now, but I do apologise for it taking time. I'm still trying to catch up. We're doing everything on the fly here on the backup channel. So if people haven't got a wrench back that they did have, it's nothing personal. It just means I haven't got round to it, or I haven't had time when we've been live to do it. I will get you all back up to speed, though. I do promise, okay? Now then, like I was saying, there's a number of reasons why this really, really kind of stands out to me. We've been talking about Skinwalker Ranch in recent times, right? And we've been talking about the potential or the fact it does act as if it's an energetic type vortex. Myself and Billy were talking about reports of almost windows opening up into other worlds, a thinning of the veil, a portal type location. And we also have seen UFO activity on this program that's really good / disclosure-ish. And I'm wondering if this location in Wales, with the EM readings that were taken, that's something that you get on Skinwalker Ranch as well. I don't know if this is evidence that this event did take place. I think it could be evidence that this is an active type of Stargate. Now, I'm not going all woo-woo, new agey, waving chicken feet and blue chicken walking out the Stargate anytime soon. But one of these locations, and we hear how there was a Bronze Age settlement, stone circles, no doubt, in that same area. A mountain. The mountains, very, very relevant. What the Native Americans say. They say they're natural stargates, right? So, again, I wonder if in Wales, with everything going on there, the Bronze Age people, why did they pick there to have their settlement? Was there things happening in the sky? Is there still things happening in the sky today? What does that even mean? Is it a wormhole? Is it the Stargate? Do we even have language that even bridges this gap to where we can describe a model for what we're talking about? If it's even a thing in the first place, right? But the military hanging around, if we take the witness at face value, and no reason to discount what the witness is saying here right now, not at all. I haven't dug too deep into it, but planes hanging around for 2 days, waiting, watching, and then all of this activity when these crazy lights come along. And when it comes to military exercises, been there, done that, great fun. Nobody got harmed. It was always blank bullets. Don't worry, folks. Never seen any live stuff. Touch wood. And I know what shimulis and flares and everything else that go firing off during these exercises. Pretty much seen it. None of them really change lights and come down, look like they're landing and hovering and taking off. And big triangle shapes above them. Just saying. I'm just saying. Doesn't sound like a military exercise to me. And then you've got the whole men in white coming in. That sounds to me as if they were worried about some kind of contamination coming from space. An article out right now. You can go and Google this. Check it if you want. In fact, I'll pull it up. Me 2 secs. Let's see here. News. Where is it? There it is. Thought I was going mad there, folks. I'm going to bring it up now. Yeah. Stanford scientist warns of risk of alien pathogens, right? And they're talking about Mars samples. Now, the reason I bring it up is if we're talking about this Pentre incident, you got people with white suits on, almost like biohazard stuff. You see them at the X-37B as well. Hang on, I'll bring that up. The landing images. There we go. Here, see, you come over to this one. Boom. See them in the funny suits? That sounds like what was bimbling about at Pentre, right? Guys in white-looking suits. That sounds like some kind of trash retrieval. They were looking for some kind of residue at the very least, right? Very interesting story. A lot more to be explored there later on today on the show with Ben Emlyn-Jones. And listen, I've basically given you the mainstream version of how it's told. Imagine when we get Ben coming on with his deeper research, deeper knowledge, and not only that, all of the other great stuff myself and Ben will be getting into. So I'm going to shove on the tunes for a little minute. I'll come into the chat. I'll hang out. Yes, Greg, I have gone mad. I've been mad for some time. It's official, though. I have been declared mad by the YouTube chat room. So that's official now, folks. I'm glad we've got that out of the way. I didn't know how to tell you all. It was really troubling me how I broke it to you. But I am officially crackers. Absolutely bonkers, barking mad. So Jason is in the chat room. Big shout out to you, brother. Remember, everyone, go and sign up for Jason's channel. Hit that subscribe button. You'll get all your paranormal stories and freaky wookie updates from our good friend Jason, aka First Paranormal. We've got Just Be Happy in there. Good to see you. Manny, great to see you in there. It's great to see all of you. And I've got an hour now before I go live. That's Anne just came in the door to the fluffy man here. So I am going to have to shift gears, go and put out my lovely stew that I've made. And I'll be back in an hour, right here with Ben Emlyn-Jones. Our big show today. Dare we call it. Disclosure. I don't know why I put that stutter in there, but it works. It does the job. Let's see, Leslie. Haters get the Care Bear stare. Have I got haters? I've got haters here, there, everywhere. It's okay. Don't feed the trolls. Yes, Mannerus. It's great stuff over on Jason's channel. Look at poor Annie there. Can we have a big round of applause for an, one of our essential workers? Yes, indeed. You got to give her her hero status. Whoa, hey, there we go. At least I didn't get the shoe. So you see, she smelt my stew. Means no shoe. And on that note, I'm out of here, folks. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it.
How dare you?
Yes, indeed. And I don't have Greta stuck in a drawer. Somebody actually says to me, Kev, have you got Greta stuck in your drawer? They never said that. I just entirely fabricated that conversation. But no, I don't have Greta in my drawer. She never got harmed in the making of this. Marty in the chat room as well. So good to see you. Anne Phillips. Yes, Anne had a kind of headless torso thing going on there. Did you notice that? It was kind of like a headless kind of, like a ghost, one of these headless ladies. Yes, indeed. I'm not saying she's headless. I'm just saying because shut the camera. I digress. Yes, who else we got in there? No flying shoes, Tony. Exactly, brother. Cassie, good to see you. Toodles says, just be happy. Who else we got? It's so great to hang out with you all again today. Robin, good to see you. Big hugs to you, brother. Queen Goddess, big hugs to you. I'll be back soon. I'll be resetting the stream. Watch the channel. I'll drop it in Discord. Who else we got in there? Let's see. Manny! Yes. No one would have Greta in their drawers. Boom, boom. Oh, nice one. Nice one. I like that. Lewis says Anne is cute. Yes, she does have her moments, does our Anne. Very, very cute. Yes. A very, very short-sighted man. I'm only joking, Annie. Folks, I'm out of here. I'll be back in an hour. I'm away to get my stew. Yum, yum, yum. Until then, keep it real. Stay safe. You know what's coming. Keep your mind open. Keep looking
Look at the
for the
hair.
woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Or you get hair to go with the woo. Billy Joe, I've been talking about you as well. I've been talking about you. All good, Billy. All good. We missed you too. I thought you were here, but we missed you now you weren't here. I'm out of here.